love is like that action verb. Like love, Jesus said, if you love me, you'll keep my commandments. You'll do what I say. And so like loving is like that action thing. So I'm choosing to love you, and you don't have to.
Yeah.
You get to make the choice.
It's not like the infatuation stage is not love. It
Right.
is love, but it's immature love.
Yes.
It's feelings, and
Yes.
feelings are fickle. And so real love, the mature love, is a choice. And it's a choice that we're going to work this out, and we're going to honor covenant. Hey, what's up, everybody?
Hey, everyone.
So good to have you for another episode of Doing Life with Ken
And Tabatha.
So happy to have you guys, and glad that you found our podcast today. And for those of you all who've been tracking along with us, thank you for doing life with us. That's our goal, to build a community of people, help you take a step towards loving God and the people that God has placed in your life. We got a great one for you today. Not just a good one. I believe this is a great one. This is one you're going to want to share with other people. This is one you're going to want to stay to the end. We're going to be introducing something new today towards the end. This one is called Butterfly Love, from infatuation to real love. All right. And today we want to talk about the 3 stages of love. Number 1, the infatuation stage. Number 2, the fight for power stage. And number 3, the mature love stage. All right. And we want to help you understand each stage so that you don't get stuck in one of them and not make it to mature love. But we want to start off with what we call the butterfly love stage, that some would call the infatuation stage.
Yes.
How would you define the infatuation stage?
I love the infatuation stage. I think
Everybody
it's the
does.
fun one.
Yeah.
This is the one where it's like you're on drugs. It's like better than 100 cups of coffee, better than your favorite energy drink. This is the one that's just like you wake up in the morning thinking about this person. You go to sleep at night thinking about this person. You're dreaming about this person. This is
it.
that butterfly love.
That's what it is. This is where the person can do no wrong. They look good, they smell good, they is good, they talk good. You see no flaws. All you see is the good parts of this person. And so can you tell them about our butterfly love stage? What do you recall?
I recall we were in college. I recall.
Now, for those of you all who are new to the show, we've been married for 26 years, all right? But when we first met, we were hot for each other. We were that. You can make a rom-com movie off of our love. It was butterfly love.
Because, from my point of view, you were just kind, sweet. First of all, I met you at a time where I was seeking God. I didn't know God, didn't have a relationship with him. I was just kind of figuring out, is God real? And I met you, and you said that you knew God and you loved God, and that just meant so much to me.
I don't know if I said that. I didn't say I knew God and I loved God.
Well,
Did I say that?
perceived
You
that you
perceived
did,
that.
because
So
we
that-
had conversations.
Yeah?
Yes.
I
because,
remember, like I just said, I went to church.
Uh-huh.
But
Well,
then,
that was when you first met. I'm talking about the whole phase.
Okay.
Like, yeah.
Okay.
it's not. So in that phase, I'm finding out, wow, he grew up in church. That was attractive to me, who was seeking to find, is God real? And
'Cause you didn't grow up in church
I didn't
at
grow
all.
up in church. So it just meant something to me. And I liked that about you. Okay. It was that. I thought that you were articulate. You were goal oriented. You made good grades. At the time in college, most college students didn't have a car. You were driving a car. I thought that was very mature.
Did you see any flaws?
I saw no flaws.
No flaws.
You were
Butterfly
perfect.
love will completely blind you of flaws.
Yes. Ken Clater was perfect.
So we did a thing where it was like, we'd be talking on the phone and it would get late and we'd get sleepy, but we wouldn't hang up on each other. Oh, you hang up. No, you hang up. No, you hang up. And then she'd fall asleep and I'd say, hey, you sleep. No, I'm not asleep. It was that kind of intoxicating love.
Yeah. And this wasn't cell phone. These weren't cell phones. These were like, we had the phone connected to the wall.
I think they get it. Hopefully they get it.
The cord wrapped around.
Yeah, I think that this was Drunken Love years before Beyonce dropped the song. This was the epitome of drunken love. So I recall that we sometimes would just hold hands or just hold each other, and it would just feel like there was such butterflies, especially the night that we told each other. I don't know if you told me that you loved me after I told you that I loved you, but what is your recollection of that story? So I just remember the butterfly feeling is real.
Yeah.
So we're on, we're in Morgantown, West Virginia. We're on High Street. I'm on my balcony of my apartment. It's probably about 3:00 in the morning. You're sitting on my lap. We're just cuddling. We're just holding. And what do you recall about that night?
I recall, looking into the stars, like all of the like ooey gooey rom-com stuff. That's what we were doing.
Mm-hmm.
We were literally looking at the stars and talking about the stars, and like, because it was late at night, looking off of the balcony.
Were we really talking about
Like,
the stars?
yes.
I don't remember.
The picture in my mind is like looking at the stars.
I don't know if it's true or not.
It's true.
Listen, I don't remember the details of the conversation, but what I do remember is this is the first time that I said I love you.
Yeah.
And this was a big moment for me. You know, I it's not words that I wanted to throw around easily, but I knew that I was in love with you. And I knew that I was probably going to say this first. And so I'm sitting on my balcony, we're holding one another. And I don't even remember what I said. Like, I cannot recall the sound of my voice, but I remember saying that I love you.
Yeah.
And I don't remember you saying it back. All I remember is having so much butterflies in this moment that I felt like I could fly off this balcony and just float up into the air.
Yeah.
That's what we call butterfly love.
Yeah. I mean, I think it was great. I'm pretty sure I said I love you back.
You're pretty sure?
I don't remember like very,
I don't remember you
I
not saying
remember
it.
the moment, and it like I remember you said it, and I was just like, oh, I was so happy that you said it. I can't even remember
What
like
you
my
said.
response back. Like, I'm sure I was like,
You were waiting for me to say it?
I don't know. I guess I was.
Well, you guys got to bear with us. This is over a quarter century ago.
No, I mean, but it's just like, yeah, it's just, I think it happened, you know, like in what I feel like, it was just, yeah, a
So
roller
for
coaster
me,
ride.
the butterflies felt like I could fly.
Mm-hmm.
Did you feel the same way or no?
Yes.
Okay. And so that's what we call the infatuation stage. And actually, this is very biological, and it's also chemical. What it is, infatuation stage. It is the honeymoon stage of the relationship where there is an intense attraction, constant excitement, and lots of energy poured into the other person. Okay. From a biological and chemical level, it is the pleasure chemical, dopamine. It spikes. All right. Every interaction feels exciting and also rewarding. The bonding hormone, oxytocin, increases, making you feel deeply connected. Adrenaline heightens energy, focus, and even physical attraction. And there's a serotonin drop that can cause obsessive thoughts about the person. I mean, you're always on my mind. I mean, you're just thinking about them. You can't go to class. You can't think. You can't. I mean, they're always on your mind. This is what we call the infatuation stage of the relationship, which is the first stage of love, okay? It's not mature love. It's the first stage of love. Mm-hmm. There's other stages to come. Mm-hmm. Anything you want to add on that?
That is so good. It's funny to break it down scientifically, kind of. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's what it feels like.
Physical signs: increased energy, less need for sleep, appetite changes, heart races when you see them, constant smiling, lingering eye contact. Social behavior signs or priority shift. You make extra time for them. You overlook flaws or red flags because of strong attraction. Friends, family might say you're glowing or you're different. But here's the risk: mistaking infatuation for long-time love without building friendship, shared values, and commitment. Mm-hmm. And that's what a lot of people do.
Mm-hmm. So it's important to build friendship in that time. Mm-hmm. It's important to not jump from infatuation to the altar.
But that's what happens when people say, yeah, we met and we were in Vegas and we got married. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if you ever seen the movie Hangover, but that's yes. It's probably not going to end up well. You just had a bunch of serotonin drop, and you just had a bunch of you just had a bunch of hormones,
it's
dopamine
like,
being released.
It's like you're drunk in love, and you want to give yourself time to sober, so that you can soberly make the right decision.
Do you know how long the infatuation stage lasts? Most people say.
I would guess a year.
Studies say 2 months to 2 years. Some even say to 3 years.
Wow.
That leads us to the second stage, the fight for power stage. And this is when reality hits. What happens is things change. This is where differences, flaws, and unmet expectations, they become visible. Both people push for their own agendas, preferences, and vision for the relationship. From a biological and chemical perspective, dopamine levels, they return closer to normal. Cortisol, which is the stress hormone, it actually rises during conflict. Brain shifts focus from attraction to problem solving for self-protection. From a physical sign perspective, there's more tension in conversations. Body language may close off. Physical affection might feel less frequent or less spontaneous. Fatigue from repeated unresolved issues sets in. Social and behavioral signs are these. Arguments become more frequent and intense. You notice flaws you didn't see before. You struggle over money, family, sex, or lifestyle decisions. Wow. Temptations to compare your partner to others is in this stage. From a biblical perspective, here's the risk: viewing conflict as proof the relationship is failing rather than seeing it as an opportunity to build maturity. And the truth is that this is the refining stage. God uses it to teach us humility, patience, servant-hearted, and love. But statistics show us that most people get divorced because they don't know how to deal with the fight for power stage. Wow. They say, I feel like I'm falling out of love. Why have they changed so much? They don't know that there's another stage to come.
Right. I feel like this is the stage where, like, love is actually, this is where you choose to love. You know, love is like that action verb. Like, love, you know, Jesus said, if you love me, you'll keep my commandments. You'll do what I say. And so, like, loving is like that action thing. So I'm choosing to love you, and you don't have to.
Yeah.
You get to make the choice.
It's not like the infatuation stage is not love. It is love, but it's immature love.
Yes.
It's feelings, and feelings are fickle. And so real love, the mature love, is a choice. And it's a choice that we're going to work this out, and we're going to honor covenant.
So you're in that first stage. When you enter into the second stage, you know, you're figuring out, like, wow, I have to choose to love this person. Now, if you're not married, that really, you know, you can choose not to and move on with your life. If you are married, you said yes.
You got some work
so
to
the
do.
choice, you have some work to do.
You have some work to do.
And that's when.
But for you to think for a moment that you're going to be able to just leave this marriage and go find someone else, you're going to go through these stages again.
Same thing.
You know, the thing about people who leave one relationship and go to another relationship is you still take you into that new relationship. And if you take the same mindsets, perspectives, attitudes, behaviors, you're probably going to get the same result. Therefore, people on 3 or 4 marriages, and they say, well, what's wrong with the person? But you are the common denominator in all of those relationships. And at some point, we just got to grow up, and we got to figure out that love is not based upon butterflies. It's based upon choice.
Right.
Every single day, covenant. Commitment, faithfulness, growing together, fidelity, and all of these different things. How long do you think this stage lasts?
I would say 3 years at least.
2 to 7 years.
Okay.
Some would even say up to 8. However, most divorces happen between year 5 and 8 of marriage. They actually have a thing that they call the 7-year itch. And this is where unresolved, unaddressed things come to a forefront, and most people get divorced because they don't understand that that's just a normal part. And we had that. That. It was a little bit earlier. Like, you know, I think our infatuation stage was kind of over maybe after year 1.
Probably, yeah. I mean, we probably.
Like we kind of dated on infatuation for those of you all, and you got to get our book. We tell the details of all of our story in our book. But we kind of dated with crazy butterfly love. Then you broke up with me, and then we got back together, and I was holding unforgiveness, resentment a little bit, but I still wanted to marry you. So we came into the marriage broken.
Like in stage 2.
We came into the marriage in a weird way, kind of like you're battling depression. I'm resentful. I'm wanting to pay you back, but still want you. And then so starting off our marriage, we were already in stage 2. Like right from the beginning of our marriage, we were fighting for who we would become today. We were fighting for the Claters. We were fighting for us, and the devil wasn't making it easy.
I feel like most marriages, I mean, I didn't mean most. I feel like some marriages never make it out of stage 2.
Well, that's the point.
And like stage 2 or they never develop into stage 3. It's like you might be married 10 years, but you're still in stage 2.
Yeah.
Because if you're not making the right choices, the choice to love.
Well, that's why we have this podcast, and that's why we wrote this book. And this is our conviction, is that the butterflies are going to leave, but you can also go get them back. And I think that sometimes you miss how it used to be in the beginning. And it's not ever going to be like it was supposed to be in the beginning, because the beginning is the beginning. But can you have glimpses of the beginning? And even though we've been married 26 years, I can still feel butterflies if I'm focused on you and I'm holding you and I'm smelling you and I'm sensing your love. And, you know, one thing about mature love is that I don't just love you for your physical appearance. I love you for your soul. I love your soul. I love who you are as a person. And I think in your growth in marriage, you'll learn all those different things. And so that kind of brings us to stage 3, which is mature love, or the mature love stage, which I would also call agape love, which is the 1 Corinthians chapter 13, God kind of love. This is the love that is without condition.
Yes.
This is the love that is other serving. This is the kind of love that God loves us with. And this is the kind of love that holds a marriage together, where God is in the center of it. And this is what it is. This is where love moves from feeling-based to choice-based. You faced real challenges. You've learned to work through them, built trust and deep commitment. From a biological and chemical level, oxytocin remains consistently higher, leading to steady emotional and physical bonding. There is another hormone that increases, vasopressin, I believe it's called. It's linked to long-term attachment and loyalty. Dopamine still spikes occasionally, but now from shared growth, milestones, and deep intimacy, not just novelty or new experiences. Okay. From a physical perspective, we comfortable affection. We have holding hands, hugs, and physical closeness. They feel safe and it feels natural. This is where you want to get to. You have lower stress response with your partner, even in times of conflict, because we've built trust with each other.
Yes.
Physical attraction remains, but it's complemented by deep emotional and spiritual connection, which we have now. From a social and behavioral sign, mutual respect for differences. Like, I'm not trying to change you into me. You're not trying to change me into you. Shared vision, values, long-term goals. You fight for the relationship, not to win arguments. Like, at this stage of my life, I don't care about being right. Like, I just don't feel like fighting. You enjoy life together even without constant highs. We don't have to be high all the time. And when you said in the beginning, it's like a drug, it is like a drug, but that drug cannot sustain. You have to come to the place where you have mature love.
I think when we first got married and first got into a relationship, I knew none of that, none of the 3 stages. And that I think if I had known that going into it, I probably would have had, like, it would have been good for me, some tools in my, in my tool belt. Because to know, like, that, all right, I just moved from stage 1 to stage 2, And when I'm in stage 2, we are learning each other.
Yeah.
We're learning each other's differences.
The 2 is becoming 1. The 2 becoming 1 happens at the altar spiritually, but it takes years of coming together to have, to be able to cohabitate together.
Yeah.
The mix of finances and perspectives and family. And God knows if you have other children in there, you're basically talking about 2 whole worlds coming together. And there's a lot of grace that's needed for the 2 to become 1.
And then to know that when you're in stage 2, most people are in stage 2 when they're having babies, Right. Put all of that on top of, you're in stage 2, but now you have children.
And I got a little sleep.
Yes.
And I got people eating off me, and I got all this.
Yeah.
Wow.
You're kind of in the middle. That's kind of like that. Your career is expanding. Like, it's that time. It's a family growth. Most of us are growing in our careers at that time. Yeah. And it's just a difficult time altogether.
But here's the word: don't quit.
Yeah.
Don't quit just because it's tough. Don't quit because it's hard. His grace is sufficient. You just need more tools. And that's why we have this podcast. That's why we wrote this new book. That's why we have boot camps. We just want to pay forward the tools. If you want to use them, use them. If you don't. But that's all you need.
Absolutely.
You don't need another wife. You don't need another husband. You just need new tools.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I love it that you talk about the book, because this is your story. Yeah. You are living out your story right now in phase 2. You know what I mean? You're living it out. The goal is to get to phase 3 and stay there.
Yeah, here's the goal. Don't get stuck in stage 2. Fight for stage 3. Many couples think that they've fallen out of love at stage 2, not knowing there's another stage that they get to grow into.
Okay. And you can't run through phase 2, do a marathon through phase 1, you're jogging, taking your time. Yeah. Phase 2, you can't get at the sprint line and I'm just going to run through this one as fast as I can. No. Take your time, enjoy it, but know when you disagree, like, okay, we disagree right now. Let me tell you how I feel. Let me really listen to how you feel. Yeah. Let's get on some common ground here because we're working towards stage 3.
Yeah. All right. So I want to stop right here. Just pause because we're about to give you some symptoms and we're also about to give you some solutions. But I want you to grab a note taker if you're in a place where you can, or you might have to play this back later on. But drop in the comments in the chat very quickly. What have you taken out of this so far? If you need prayer for something, you're in a relationship, you need some wisdom, we want to be able to pray for you. Drop it in the chat, drop it in the comments very quickly. But I want to give you what I'm calling 7 symptoms and also the solution to those symptoms to help you kind of move from infatuation into mature love. Are you ready? All right. Number 1 is this. And so I'm going to give the symptom and I'm going to give like a solution, but I would love to hear your thoughts if you have some as well. The first one, okay, this is how you know your relationship is in stage 2 and what you can do about it. Number 1, all right, here's the symptom. There's communication tension. Okay, here's the symptom. You're always talking over each other. You feel like your spouse never listens. What do? Here's the solution. Pause and reflect. Okay. Before responding, summarize what your partner said. This is what I heard you say. Is this correct? Get ground rules for heated discussions up front. For example, we don't raise voices, we don't use profanity, and we don't have name calling. Okay. Pray together before tackling tough conversations. Here's the symptoms, that's solutions. Any thoughts?
No, I love that. We practice this, and we've practiced this, just for years now, and it works.
It works.
Because sometimes we're not meaning to be evil. Like, I'm not meaning to like be all self-absorbed and not listen to what you say. But sometimes you have an argument and you feel strongly about something, or like if my feelings are hurt, like, man, that really hurt my feelings. That when you're talking, it's kind of like I hear you saying something that you're literally not saying because I'm hearing it from the lens of being hurt.
Whenever I like that about what you do, whenever we get into a time that's a little heated, a little uncomfortable, you'll just say, hey, that hurt my feelings. That language backs me down a little bit because it makes me look at you as a human being. Like, okay, you're humble enough to say my feelings are hurt, meaning that you're not trying to say, well, that didn't bother me and we're just arguing. No, that hurt my feelings. I'm like, okay, well, I'm not trying to hurt your feelings. And so I appreciate that. Number 2, here's the second symptom, is that you have disagreements over small things. All right, here's the symptom. You're fighting about chores, habits, routines. All right. Here's part of the solution. Figure out how to ask. Is this about the dishes or about feeling respected? Okay. Choose relationship over being right. Trade your way and my way for our way. You got to come to the place where you turn in your card for I'm right, you're wrong, to let's find out how it's our way, not my way or your way.
I love that. And I would ask other questions with it, like how can I make this better? How can I help the situation? And I would also add in, I love it that you said, like, is this about the dishes or is this about something else? Because more than likely it's about something else. Because the dishes, like, I mean, that's something that's irritating, sometimes. But when life is good and you're kind of like, okay, you kind of, whatever, I'll just do the dishes right now. So oftentimes there's something deeper.
We've always used that in communication. Ask questions more than make statements. Remember that. Always ask questions. Hey, what did you mean by that? I heard this. Is that what you meant by that? Is there anything else bothering you? What's bugging you?
Yeah.
Some open-ended questions. They always work better. All right. Number 3 is this. You have power struggles over big decisions. Okay. Here's the symptom. Clashing on money, parenting, or major life choices. Okay. Symptom. Here's the solution. Decide together on core values that will guide decisions. Use what we call a pause, pray, and plan approach before reacting. So I'm going to pause. I'm going to ask Holy Spirit, help me see this. And then we're going to plan. Bring in trusted mentors or counselor if you're still at a standstill. But that's one we got to deal with, power struggles over big decisions.
Well, as a wife, I don't really recall us having power struggles. I think every time there has been the opportunity for a power struggle, we talked about, let's say, for example, how we're going to discipline our kids. I remember a long time ago, I said, well, I'm never going to spank my kids. and you disagreed with that, and you said, this is what the Bible says, and I think, ABC. And I'm like, well, I don't think that, because I think you can abuse your kids that way. So we had some pretty strong opinions. But when it comes to, me being the wife and you being the husband, I kind of trusted you in that area. And I heard what you said, and I saw it in the word, and I said, okay, I'm just going to submit to what you see for our family, and we're going to go with that. And I've done that time and time again. And it was like trusting God, then trusting you, like trusting the God in you.
Well, you're talking about one of the characteristics that's needed for any good marriage, and it's called submission.
Mm-hmm.
And submission is needed in the workplace when your supervisor makes a decision that you don't understand or agree with.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you're either going to fall out all the time, or you're going to say, okay, I'm going to get on board with this.
Mm-hmm.
It's needed in the athletics when the coach calls a play and you want to run a different play, and it's needed in the marriage.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll tell you what, from a husband's perspective, I understand mutual submission, and I also understand what it means to listen to the wisdom of my wife.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not just that you just do everything that I say. It's just that every big decision, I'm listening to your wisdom as well.
Mm-hmm.
I just believe that many times God speaks to you through me. So it's almost like we meet each other in the middle, because if you are really not feeling something, it's a huge red flag for me. Like,
Right.
okay, let's put this on the shelf for a
Right.
minute. So we never have fallouts about what house to buy, what city to go to, what campus to plant, where we're going to have another child or so forth, because we're so much just, you're believing on the God on the inside of me
Mm-hmm.
to lead our team called our family.
Right.
And I'm at the same time believing that your opinion does matter, and I'm leaning to you. But if I have to make a decision, I will. In those times over 26 years, I don't recall a time where you thought something differently, but I had to step up and pull the leadership card.
Yeah.
Like, no, I'm just going to do this.
Mm-hmm.
That just hasn't happened.
Mm-mm.
And maybe it happens for you, but I think we've given people enough parameters
Yeah.
to where we've removed probably 90% of the drama if you have the right heart towards
Right.
the thing. Number 4, get this one, is comparing and criticizing, okay? You're in the fight for power stage. The symptom is this: you're pointing out flaws more than strengths.
Don't do it.
You're comparing your spouse to others, okay? You're in a fight. Okay, here's the solution. You got to adopt what we call the 3-to-1 rule. For every critique, give 3 affirmations. That'll change the game. Keep a daily gratitude list about your spouse. Done that? Replace "I wish you were this" with "I appreciate when you are this." And so it's just focus.
Mm-hmm.
It's shifting your focus off the things you want to change to the great things that they are,
Mm-hmm.
and then affirming and speaking life. And it helps you overcome comparing and criticizing.
Mm-mm. Don't compare. Don't do it.
Well,
you don't want your spouse to compare you to anyone
It's
else.
not fair.
Don't compare
We're on
them
social
to
media,
anyone
and
else.
people, it's so easy to compare
Yeah.
somebody's highlight to who you're living
Mhm.
with, to their low light. That's just not fair.
Mhm.
I always say this: when you compare, you belittle.
Mhm.
So if you compare, somebody's about to be belittled. It's just not fair.
Well, I think when we compare our lives to other people's lives, period, it's just insulting to God,
I think it is too.
because God has, he's the Alpha and the Omega. He's the one that's blessing your life. He's the one who has a plan for your life,
Yeah.
called your life.
Yeah.
And your life is unique, is different than anyone else's life.
Very true.
And so,
Number 5 would be withdrawal or stonewalling. Okay, you're in the fight for power stage. Here's the symptom. You get the silent treatment. Been there, done that. Avoiding tough talks. You emotionally check out. Been there, done that. All right. Those things are marriage killers. What's the solution? You got to take short cool-off breaks, 20, 30 minutes, but always come back to resolve. Schedule weekly, what we call family meetings, which is like a State of the Union meeting, where we come and we talk about the business of the Claters, calm check-ins to air issues, practice open-door communication even when it's hard.
yeah, just communicate. Don't keep things to yourself.
Yeah. Number 6 will be scorekeeping. Here's the symptom: keeping a mental tally of who's done the most or the less. What's the solution? Shift from fairness mindset to service mindset. Ask, how can I bless you today, instead of what have you done for me lately? Remember, marriage is a covenant. It's not a contract.
Yeah. I think in marriage, we marry each other to really serve one another. What we say on the altar, till death do us part, to love and, to have and to hold, and to all of this stuff. Like, I am here to serve you as your wife, and you are here to serve me as my husband. And so if there's any person that's going to outdo if there's any area that we're going to outdo each other on, it is in the area of serving.
Yeah, we do a thing called the Bless Me contest, and I'm going to set myself to outbless her. I'm going to set myself to outbless my wife, and she sets herself to outbless me. And in the middle of that, joy and fulfillment is found in a relationship. And number 7 is loss of affection. Here's the symptom: physical touch and intimacy declines. What's the solution? Schedule no phone zones, undistracted connections, intimate small touches daily, a hand on the shoulder, a kiss, a hug. Work on emotional closeness, because soon physical closeness will return after emotional closeness. And so that's what I got for you.
I love it.
Yeah. Our hope for you is to take this and run. Move your marriage from a 3 to a 5 or a 6 to an 8. Live at a 9 on a scale of 1 to 10. And so we love you guys. Here it is. We just released a brand new book called Butterfly Love. You got to get your hands on one of these. Inside of it, it's called A Modern Day Love Story. It is the love story about Ken and Tabatha, 2 fools who were hopelessly and romantically in love. And we're going to give you all of the details of how we met, how we broke up, how we got back together, and why we were a marriage that was headed for divorce. But here, 26 years later, we're best friends. And inside of our story are all of the principles that you need to move from butterfly love, stage 1, to mature love, which is agape love. And so you can get a hold of this, all right, over on our website, and leave a review if you like it. Let us know how it's been a blessing to you. All right. Hope you enjoyed our podcast today. We look forward to seeing you on next Thursday. Same time, same place. We'll see you then. Peace.
Peace.
We were headed for divorce, but today we're best friends. We're Ken and Tabatha. We've been married for 26 years, and honestly, it's been the best 24 years of my life. You do the math. The first 2 years was absolutely horrible, but now Tabatha, she got herself together and things are much better.
Hey, that's half true. But we believe any marriage can change with the right tools. In our new book, Butterfly Love, we share our love story of 26 years. It isn't what you think, and it's exactly what you think all at the same time. It's beautiful beginnings, messy middles, and a miracle we didn't see coming.
If you love rom-coms, romance novels, you'll love this book. Butterfly Love is easy. Keeping the butterflies, not so much. We want to help you fall in love, stay in love, and grow in love. This book right here, this is for you. Get your copy today.